Hello. Pardon me. So I'm going to do a comparison of two very kind of different pedals, yet also in a lot of ways very similar pedals. This is a Piedmont Custom Electronics aluminum Falcon, which is a Klon clone. And according to Internet Lure, it was the first one. I don't know if that's true. It might be. But it's a great one. I've had lots of clones. Had a few KTRs. And I've compared this against everything, and it's always the best sounding pedal of that type. So what we're comparing that against is an original Marshall Blues Breaker. So they are both what I would call kind of light overdrive pedals. Not a ton of gain. I think you probably have more, well, you've got more output on tap with this because I believe there's a charge pump in there that converts the power to 18 volts. So you can get more overall volume if you want out of the Klon clone. We'll call it the Klone from here on out. So the signal is going to be an old Tokai Love Rock with what kind of pickups? Scatterbrain pickups, which are really good pickups, but I think the guy that made these stopped making pickups. He tried to run over some people on a bike or something like that. Very controversial at the time, and he just kind of disappeared after that. Into a Tweed Deluxe clone. Volume's pretty low. I might turn it up just a hair. There's a little bit of a hiss back there on the amp, but only when it's being played. So I've been trying to research that to figure out what's going on. If anyone knows, let me know. But here's the dry signal, bridge pickup, middle, neck. So we're going to start out, even though these are apples and oranges, in the middle. Now, I predict this is going to be the Klon will be way louder than the Marshall, with everything just in the middle. Here's the, I'm going to stick with the bridge pickup for the most part. Here's the Marshall. So with everything in the middle on the Marshall, I actually lose volume. So this is one of those pedals where the volume and the gain really work together. Okay, now here is the Klone. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and make this Marshall Blues Breaker sound like this. So there's just so much more power. That's not really the right word, but output coming from this. I'm going to back off the level just a bit, just to even things up a bit. All right, so that's relatively similar output. Now let's go back to the Klon. Blues Breaker. and what I'm noticing now is this one, the Klon has a more mid-rangey, kind of a boxy sound. Yeah, it sounds good, but it's boxy. Whereas the Blues Breaker is more open sounding. I found that I always preferred the sound of the Blues Breaker to the Klon. So let's just go through a few different settings and compare the two. So this is where we're at right now. So on the Klon, we're on gain about halfway, tone halfway, and level we're at about 10 o'clock. On the Blues Breaker, very different settings. On the volume or level, we're almost maxed out. On the tone, we're at about 1 o'clock. And on the gain, we're at about 3 o'clock. Let's go up on the gain. I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way up on the Blues Breaker. Let's go all the way up on the Klon. So we're going to go down on the level just a bit. Let's stay on the neck pickup with just like a little generic pentatonic lead line. Back to the bridge pickup. Tone of the Klon just a little bit to get a little bit closer to the setting of what I think is on the Blues Breaker. Blues Breaker. So I am preferring the blues breaker basically at every turn. So let's go to a fairly low gain setting on each one. Here's the blues breaker. Just a little bit of gain. No pedal. No pedal. So this is dry. Blues breaker. Klon. So I've got the volume maxed out on the blues breaker and the gain about 9 o'clock. So actually, it's actually a volume drop. Slight. So we'll go up on the gain just so there's a little bit of a volume boost at about 10 o'clock. Klon's a little tighter sounding, a little more focused, but a little boxier. Whereas this, to me, this is more full sounding and a nicer sound in general. But if you had a lot of things in a mix, this might be the Klon might be a better choice, just because it's got that tighter focus. Surprised at how much output, well, in a way I'm surprised at how much output differs on these two, but it's not too surprising again because this is 9 volt and this is 18 from my understanding. So I'm not going to get into the minutia any more than I already have. I like to keep it simple. So this is my blues breaker Klon comparison.